Beautiful souls, so last video in this immediate catch-up series, I'm just going to touch quickly on the orders of creation and the levels of creation and all of that, because it does help understand the separation and unification aspects of it. So starting at the top, you've got 12D, and that is source, or all that is. And everything that is 11D, 10D, or anything lower than that is contained or within the body of 12D. So everything that's 10D is contained within the body of 11D, everything that's 9D is contained within the body of 10D, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Okay, going down through all the levels. Now going from 12D down to 1D, creation is about creation. It is using ego as a mechanism of creation to break off one big lump of soul energy into smaller pieces that either then become souls that are complete on their own, or become physical aspects of creation that are complete on their own. It doesn't matter what it looks like now. It doesn't matter if it looks like shimmery, or if it looks like hair, or if it looks like an earring, or if it looks like a soul, or if we call it energy. It's still all made of the same God stuff. So one of the ways that I like to think about it, and the recursion of it, is that we live, well, I believe in flat earth, but let's just go back to the globe theory for a second. We live on this ball that is actually a cell inside God's body. And all the people that we think we are the little elements inside that cell, like the little mitochondria and the pieces of DNA and all those things that make that up. And collectively, that is our little world. But there's lots of worlds inside God. But when you get to God's level, God is just a person on a world, and that world is a cell inside his God's body. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up like that. Okay, so at the very top level, 12D, the next level down, so the next smaller level down, would be for it to separate into two. So one becomes two. That makes sense. So at that level, we've got the first duality, the yin-yang, or eros erotica. So there we've got the 12 pairs of Elohim that together make one androgynous God being for that strand of creation. All of the elements of their physical creation are contained within their body. So it's either made of them, or they are the God at the top. Then at 10D, you've got the deities, devas, angels, the angelic beings, all of the gods and beings that we know of within each dimension of creation, within each strand of creation. So for us, that would be gods like Jupiter and Venus and Apollo, and the Egyptian gods like Bast and Set and Anubis and Hathor, and all of those beings would come out of that level. And each of those gods would have creation that they created as well. And they would have 90, 80, 70, 60 aspects that are within the aspects of creation that they've created. So one way to think about how it gets bigger is to think of it like a dandelion. And off this dandelion go a whole bunch of spokes, but at the end of that is like another little ball. And off that ball is a whole bunch of spokes, and on the end of each of those spokes is another ball with a whole bunch of spokes. There's so many options and variations. So at 10D, you have your deities, devas, and angels. At 9D, you have souls of planets, galaxies, and universes. And it is important that those aspects have souls as well, which is why that level lives there. And then at the next level down, you actually have where physical creation starts at 8D, and that's where you have your physical planet. But when you're thinking about the planet at this level, you're thinking about the planet with all its interconnected organisms, the whole being. So when we talk about Gaia, we talk about the whole of Earth as we are connected to her with all the nature that is connected to it. At the next level, you would have maybe a hive mind being that lives on that planet, where all the beings are connected in one hive mind. You kill the being at the middle and all the beings die. At 6D, you've got very symbiotic communities where beings are born in groupings. A particular planet that I've incarnated on a number of times incarnates with a frog and 2 flamingos. If something happens to one of the parties, it happens to all of them. If one dies, all die. I actually remembered a death scene from that, and I remember feeling the loss for my friends that were going to die with me. Then at 5D you have where we are now, and this is an exciting time for us because this is the level where symbiosis begins to become possible on the physical level. So here you see an expansion of what we previously considered advanced spiritual abilities. Sorry, my crown chakra is going a bit crazy here. And these are things like clairaudience, clairsentience, telepathy, telekinesis, levitation, psychic abilities, intuition, that kind of interconnectivity that breaks down language barriers and takes away the limitations of communication. During this time, we're also likely to connect with beings on other planets because that's a natural part of the devolution that's happening as you're going down the scale. So the next level at 4D will be the level of the twin flame. So that's the first level of realizing that you cannot be complete alone and you need another being to complete you. So again, it goes from 1 to 2, because at 3D, the thought is that you're complete alone. At 2D and 1D, you more back down to the building blocks of life and basic habituated responses. So let's recap it, going back up from 1D. So 1D would give you the basic building blocks of life, okay? But then you bring that a bit more together and you get your sort of first level of human being. So it was our cavemen, a bit more than our cavemen, a bit advanced, but not quite there. Then we had the 3D level where we had the next level of awareness and enlightenment. And the top of the 3D level is to be complete alone. So it's this completion within the self and spiritual mastery. But once you complete alone, there's nowhere to go. So at 4D, you introduce twin flames. And you realize that far from being complete alone, you are only one of a half, and you need your other half gender, your twin flame, to connect with you to create a union. When you are two separate beings coming together, it comes together in union. So that's the first third of creation. That's kind of where Earth's been up until now, except we skipped it. We were supposed to know about twin flames from the Jesus story. Then at 5D, we start introducing aliens, we feel more connected, communities get even bigger, we break down the barriers of communication. So think of it as the undoing of the Tower of Babel, taking away the barriers of communication, better connection through the internet, less language barriers. We all speak more common language. I do foresee actual languages being downloaded into us overnight, and we'd pretty much get to a point of worldwide we'd be using one language. But we'd also have alien beings. We'd have more people connecting telepathically with animals. We'd have better understanding of how we interact with the environment. At 6D again, completely symbiotic communities. 7D, hive mind communities. 8D, you become the actual planet or galaxy. Then the period of unification ends and we enter the last 4 layers, which is about unity. So experiencing the self as already united. Physical creation is ended by this point, so you start with at 9D, the soul of a galaxy or planet or universe. At 10D, it becomes deities, divas, and angels. 11D, eros and erotica, or the Elohim pairs. And then at 12D, we are returned to source. Once all the energy that's been used to create all of creation is returned, including the dark. This is why we keep speaking about reconciling the light and dark. We bring the light and the dark back to us. then we can decide, do we want to start the process of creation and separation again and continue this battle and growth only within ourselves? Or do we want to exit this part of creation and enter another part of creation where we become one of many, and at the end of that we would become one of a greater whole? And that is entirely our choice when we get there, or my choice, or your choice, or, well, it'll be everyone's choice, won't it? So I hope that cleared up the orders of creation. And yeah, like I said, questions, comments below and in the group, and then we'll do some more videos to actually cover up the rest of it. Let me know what's missing for you and what I haven't covered. Love you fiercely. Can't wait to do the next ones for you. Can't wait to see you in group. Look after yourselves. You matter. You are important. Mwah.